Welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing 4 more books. Let's get started. The first book here is called My Family and Other Animals by author Gerald Duro. This is a true story about the author and his family. Gerald, his sister Margot, and his brothers Leslie and Larry and their widowed mother go on a trip to the Greek island of Corfu. Gerald writes about all kinds of humorous events that happened in the Gerald family's time in Corfu. There are 275 pages in the book. This is the first book in the Corfu trilogy. The other books are Birds, Beasts, and Relatives and the Garden of the Gods. This book is appropriate for people 9 or older. Another book that I recommend is All Creatures Great or Small by James Herriot. This book is kind of similar to My Family and Other Animals. Overall, I think this book is a decent read. The second book for today's book review video is The Watsons Go to Birmingham. This is a marvelous work of literature by the author Christopher Paul Curtis. It's about how the main character, Kenneth Bernard Watson, and his family take a 3-day road trip from Flint, Michigan, all the way south to Birmingham, Alabama, so Kenneth's older brother, who is a juvenile delinquent, can spend some time with her small but stern Grandma Sands. This book is 244 pages long, and it is a realistic fiction novel that takes place in 1963. A few other things that you should know before reading the book are that Kenneth has a little sister called Joetta, and their parents own a car called the Brown Bomber, which is a really old brown-colored car. Kenneth and his family have to face racism and segregation in this book as well. The third book is called All 13 by Christina Soontornvat. In this book, it talks about how hundreds of rescuers attempt a dangerous mission to save 12 boys from a soccer team and their coach. The 13 were hiking in the mountains and decided to go into the Tham Long cave system. After a while, they wanted to turn back, but found the cave flooded with water from a flash flood. Rocks and debris had also blocked the chamber entrances. It took the rescuers 15 days to get the children and their coach out, but unfortunately, one life was lost in the process. Thai rescuer Saman Gunan lost consciousness while diving to deliver air tanks and died. I think that this book is appropriate for kids 10 and older because anyone younger might not understand the actual danger of the situation during the rescue. Grass by Kim Sukandri Kim is an interesting graphic novel about the terrors of World War II. I think that readers should be at least 11 years old to read this book because there is some violence. A Korean girl interviews a Korean grandma about her life during World War II. The Korean girl learns that Grandma Lee Ok-sun was taken by the Japanese Imperial Army. Grandma Lee Ok-sun had to endure most of her childhood and teen years on the run, working as a servant or being captured by the Japanese Army. If you're sensitive when reading about things like being imprisoned against one's will or being sold to others as a servant for money, you shouldn't read this book. I actually read this book on a Kindle, and the words were tiny, so I don't recommend reading graphic novels on Kindles. All in all, I think this book is a pretty great read. That's all for today's video, and make sure to like and subscribe so that you'll know when I post other videos. Currently, I'm reading a lot of other books, so you should stay tuned. Thanks for watching.